More than 200 new Oklahoma state laws take effect today. The list includes everything from updated landlord-tenant laws to limiting those pesky spam calls to more government transparency. The new laws range through many different areas. Some have to do with how our government remains accountable to you, all the way to things we deal with in our everyday lives. A new law gives renters more power by allowing them to make essential home repairs without having to pay the bill. Tenants will be able to deduct the repair costs from their rent up to 1 month's total. Previous law said tenants could only deduct up to $100 for repair costs. We all know how annoying those robocalls are, sometimes coming in multiple times a day. A new Oklahoma law will now prohibit calls before 8 a.m. or after 8 p.m., as well as spam calls that block the caller's number or alter the voice.
We're focusing on attacking those companies that are bad actors in the state of Oklahoma and ending those robocalls for all of our constituents.
Unfortunately, it won't end all robocalls because the state can't regulate calls from out of state. At the state capitol, when the governor appoints a cabinet secretary or head of a state agency, they'll now have to disclose investments and income. Governor Kevin Stitt vetoed the bill, saying he wanted the law to go further, but state lawmakers overturned his veto.
His appointees and cabinet members are held to a standard that meets the sniff test.
Over the past few years, there has been a dramatic rise in catalytic converter thefts.
I think it's all over Oklahoma and all over the United States, as you know, people are needing more and more cash and the economy the way it is.
Now, stealing a catalytic converter, tires, or wheels from a vehicle is punishable by $5,000 or 5 years in prison.
Young people having a mental health crisis will be able to push on their phone 988 and get the help they need.
School districts and charter schools will have until summer of 2023 to print the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline 988 on student IDs. Colleges and universities are also encouraged to print the hotline and the number to campus police, but it's not required. Now, we wanted to know more about the new laws going into effect, so I did some research for you to see what other key issues were impacted. Here are a few more new laws now on the books in Oklahoma. Self-driving vehicles are now allowed on the state's roadways. DPS will be setting up the rules. Women will be glad to know diagnostic mammograms will now be paid for by your insurance company. No more out-of-pocket costs for an ultrasound or MRI. Children will be impacted by a new age limit on motorized scooters. You must be at least 14 to ride them, and you cannot drive faster than 35 miles an hour. Marijuana growers must now put up signs at their commercial grow operations, and the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority will soon become a separate state agency.